Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're plunging into a topic that, well, it touches anyone who's ever spent time in a tropical climate. How to genuinely thrive amidst intense heat and relentless humidity. And just a quick note before we dive in, if you enjoy this episode, maybe consider buying me a coffee. You can just scan the QR code in the podcast cover art. It really helps keep the series going. Thank you. So our journey into this deep dive is powered by a really insightful source. It's an excerpt from an expat-focused podcast series about living in Vietnam, specifically an episode titled Managing Heat and Humidity Like a Local. It sounds like it's packed with on-the-ground wisdom.
It really is. What struck me about this material is how it moves beyond just, listing the challenges. It offers incredibly practical, sometimes kind of counterintuitive, and deeply local solutions.
Solutions you probably won't find in a typical travel guide.
Exactly. It's truly a shortcut, I think, to understanding the nuances of adapting to what can be a pretty demanding climate.
Absolutely. So our mission today is to distill these insights for you, creating a sort of strategic guide, not just for surviving, but truly flourishing in these conditions. Whether you're navigating the mugginess of Hanoi, the intense dry heat of, say, Da Nang, or the year-round stickiness of Ho Chi Minh City, we'll try to extract the most effective lifestyle adjustments and clever tricks that locals have perfected.
All right, let's unpack this. Our source immediately makes it clear that living in Vietnam's climate isn't just about tolerating sunshine. It's about a very real, ingrained strategy. So what's at the heart of that climatic challenge, and how does it actually vary across the country?
Well, it's crucial to understand that the heat isn't uniform there. Our deep dive really highlighted these distinct regional differences, and they dictate how you experience the weather.
Okay.
Up north, like in Hanoi, you're looking at hot, humid summers, mainly May through August.
Yeah.
Think muggy, sticky days, often punctuated by these sudden heavy rains.
Then, if you shift to central Vietnam, places like Da Nang or Hoi An, the source described the summers as drier, but they can still get scorching hot. We're talking often well over 38 degrees Celsius.
Wow, okay.
And finally, the south, particularly Ho Chi Minh City, experiences pretty consistent heat and humidity all year round. It's really only broken by a distinct dry season, December to April, and then a rainy season from May to November.
So different flavors of hot and humid, basically.
Pretty much. But the true constant and maybe the real adversary across all these regions is the humidity.
Ah, the humidity.
Yes. And this brings us to a crucial question. Why exactly is humidity so challenging? It's far more than just feeling a bit sticky,
Yeah, it feels heavier somehow.
It is. When the air is already saturated with moisture, your body really struggles to evaporate sweat, and that's its main way of cooling down.
Right.
So this trapped heat elevates your core body temperature, leading to fatigue, poor sleep, even skin issues like heat rash.
What about, like, our stuff? Phones, laptops?
Oh, absolutely. For electronics, that constant moisture in the air means corrosion, potential short circuits, basically a much shorter lifespan for your devices.
Yep.
But the brilliant thing we learned from the source is how locals manage all this, often without racking up massive aircon bills.
Okay, I'm interested. So if humidity is the main antagonist, what does this mean for daily life? Our source delves deep into specific lifestyle hacks, right? What are some of those crucial everyday adjustments locals make?
The strategies are deceptively simple but incredibly effective, and they really become second nature for people living there. First up, it's all about dressing the part.
Okay, what does that look like?
Our deep dive emphasized loose, light-colored clothing, preferably cotton or linen. Those are your absolute go-to fabrics.
Makes sense. Breathable.
Exactly. Synthetic fabrics, they're a definite no-go. They just trap heat and sweat, making you feel much, much worse.
Right.
And here's where it gets really interesting, especially for those of us from cooler climates. In places like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City, you'll often see locals wearing long sleeves and wide-brimmed hats.
Long sleeves in the heat.
Yeah. It's not for warmth, it's for sun protection. The source made it clear that direct sun exposure can actually be a greater heat burden than the light fabric itself. Plus, it prevents nasty sunburn, which messes with your body's cooling.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. Protect the skin.
Precisely. Then there's hydration, which is framed as basically survival in these climates.
More than just water, I assume.
Way more. Beyond just drinking more water than you think you need, the insights highlight adding a pinch of salt to your water or using electrolyte packets, like Orasol.
Orasol, yeah, I've heard of that.
It's a common oral rehydration solution. Quickly replenishes salts and minerals lost through sweating, especially after you've been outdoors doing anything active.
Good tip.
And for a genuinely local touch, Nuuk Mia, that's fresh sugarcane juice, or Trada iced tea, are mentioned as incredibly popular, refreshing, and effective hydrating choices. Locals swear by them.
Nook Mia. I can almost taste how refreshing that would be right now.
Oh, it is. It's everywhere, and they're total lifesavers.
That really highlights how culture adapts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Even in a drink. But what about cooling down once you step back inside? Managing the indoor environment must be critical.
Exactly. And that leads us perfectly to mastering the shower schedule.
Shower schedule.
Yeah, this is a practical, almost counterintuitive tip that apparently makes a huge difference. The source suggests showering immediately after coming inside from being outdoors.
Right away.
Yep. Even just a quick cool rinse, it helps prevent skin issues and that deep fatigue that can build up from the humidity and sweat.
Okay.
And a cool shower right before bed is described as a kind of secret weapon for falling asleep in that sticky, uncomfortable weather. Helps reset your core body temperature.
I could see that working. What else?
Another major strategy, and this one requires a real mindset shift, is timing your day like a local.
Adapting your schedule.
Exactly. Adjusting your routine to the climate rather than fighting it. You'll notice intense outdoor activities are usually scheduled for early morning or after 5 p.m. when the sun's not so fierce.
And the middle of the day.
Crucially, between about 11 a.m. and 3 p.m., most locals take it easy. They stay indoors. The source clarifies this isn't laziness, it's a vital act of survival.
Yeah, the hottest part of the day.
Right. Pushing through it can lead to heat exhaustion. You'll see whole neighborhoods quiet down, shutters drawn, people retreat. It's a collective rhythm everyone respects.
That's fascinating. And what about keeping the home cool without huge electricity bills?
Ah, yes, cooling your home smartly. Our deep dive pointed to some ingenious low-cost methods. Locals use fans extensively and strategic ventilation to circulate air.
Opening windows at the right times.
Yeah, and especially in Hanoi's older buildings, which are often designed for natural airflow anyway. For nighttime comfort, the source suggests an air conditioner and dehumidifier combo.
So not just blasting the AC.
Not necessarily freezing cold. The goal is often primarily to dry out the air. That makes a huge difference in how comfortable you feel. And a super simple trick. Keep curtains or blinds closed during peak heat hours. Blocks the direct sun.
Simple but effective. It really is about working with the environment.
Spot on.
Okay, so beyond personal comfort, our source also highlighted another critical area, our electronics. What did you learn about protecting our gadgets? Because, let's face it, we rely on them constantly.
Oh, definitely. And the explicit warning from the source is crystal clear. Heat and moisture are the absolute enemies of your devices.
Right, so what can you do?
Well, some really practical solutions came up, like using silica gel packs or those little moisture absorbers in storage areas where you keep phones, cameras, other sensitive electronics.
Like in camera bags?
Exactly. It also advises keeping laptops and phones away from direct sunlight, especially near windows where they can literally bake.
Good point.
For more expensive or critical gear, the recommendation goes further, suggesting small dehumidifiers or even dedicated moisture-proof cabinets to create a really controlled environment.
Okay, that's serious protection.
It is. And this also brings up, what happens when inevitably devices do get damaged.
Yeah, what then? Especially if you're an expat.
Well, the source highlighted a specific local solution that expats apparently rely on quite a bit. Procare Hanoi.
Ah, a repair place.
Exactly. Described as a highly trusted partner for phone and laptop repair. Known for helping thousands of expats with everything from water-damaged phones, a common problem, to overheating laptops.
And presumably they offer English support.
That was a key point. Fast service, honest pricing, and crucially, English support. Which, as you can imagine, is a huge relief when you're dealing with tech issues in a foreign country and maybe don't speak the language fluently.
That's really valuable info. Okay, let's talk sleep. Sleep is often one of the biggest challenges, isn't it? When it's just sticky and awful.
Oh, it's a huge one. Trying to trick your body into sleeping when it feels like the air itself is wet, it's tough. But our source provides concrete, actionable advice that goes beyond just, cranking the AC to freezing.
Like what? We mentioned the pre-bed shower.
Right. Strongly recommended. And here's a neat little trick mentioned. Using menthol or eucalyptus body wash.
Oh, for that extra cooling sensation.
Exactly. It genuinely helps your skin feel refreshed and ready for sleep.
Interesting.
Second, ditching thick blankets. Seems obvious, but light ones or even no blankets at all are crucial. Heavy bedding just traps heat.
Makes sense.
Third, consider investing in different pillows. Buckwheat or bamboo pillows were specifically noted as being significantly cooler and more breathable than traditional foam ones. Lets your head dissipate heat better,
Pillow technology, huh?
apparently. And finally, when you do use an air conditioner, the advice is maybe set it to around 26-28 degrees Celsius, but run it with a fan.
So, not super cold.
Not necessarily. The main goal is often to use the AC primarily to dry the air. Reducing that humidity, as we said, makes a huge difference in perceived comfort, allows you to sleep much more soundly without waking up freezing or sticky.
That all sounds very practical. Finally, our deep dive revealed perhaps the most profound insight, the importance of a mindset shift. What did we learn about how locals approach the heat psychologically? Why is that so effective?
Yeah, this was fascinating. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's really about moving beyond just fighting the heat and truly learning to work with it.
Acceptance, almost.
Very much so. The source emphasized a fundamental shift in perspective. Instead of constantly battling the climate, locals tend to accept its inherent rhythm
And how does that translate into daily life?
into concrete behaviors, taking things slower, consciously seeking out shade whenever possible, prioritizing comfort over, say, the latest fashion trends, and most importantly, adjusting your routines to the weather, not forcing the weather to fit your routine.
Adapting, not resisting.
Exactly. The core message seemed to be that once you embrace the fact that the climate has its own powerful rhythm, everything actually becomes easier. You sweat, you cool down, life goes on without that constant internal resistance.
There's a certain peace in that, I imagine.
There really is. And this raises an important question, I think, for all of us, beyond just tropical climates. How much of our discomfort in new or challenging environments is simply down to our resistance to adaptation?
That's a deep thought. Letting go of what we think should be.
And embracing what is.
Yeah.
By doing that, you can find surprising comfort and maybe even peace in almost any situation.
That truly wraps up our deep dive into managing tropical heat and humidity like a local. Drawing these incredible, really actionable insights from our source material on expat life in Vietnam, it's clear that thriving in such a climate is less about a constant battle and more about a clever, strategic dance with the environment.
Yeah, what's striking is how these seemingly small, everyday adjustments, clothes, showers, timing your day, protecting your tech deck, they all weave together. They build into this powerful, holistic strategy for comfort and well-being.
It really is a testament to human adaptability, isn't it?
Absolutely. When faced with environmental challenges, it shows that practical knowledge, when you actually apply it, can truly transform your experience.
So what does this all mean for you listening? Well, whether you're planning a trip to a tropical destination, maybe considering a move, or you're just curious about how different cultures adapt, these insights offer a genuine shortcut, a way to feel more at home wherever you are.
Yeah, they're not just about Vietnam. These feel like universal principles for living in greater harmony with whatever environment you find yourself in.
Which leads to a final thought.
And this leaves us with a kind of provocative thought for you to consider. What overlooked environmental rhythm in your own life, maybe not heat and humidity, but something else could you better adapt to, not by fighting it, but by subtly adjusting your routine and your mindset, just like the locals in Vietnam do with the heat. Think about how that shift could potentially reduce your daily friction and, significantly enhance your overall well-being.